Jennifer was a girly girl and she loved glitter. That she had this sparkle to her. Like, you know, you walk by something sparkling and it grabs your attention. That was Jennifer. She would grab your attention.
The moment she was born, she had me wrapped around her finger. She loved to dance, play, laugh.
All I ever wanted to be was a mom.
I love you, Mama.
Jennifer started kindergarten, and I just noticed her eye turning inward.
I mean, cancer it never entered our mind at all.
The day we found out the type of tumor she had was on Jennifer's 6th birthday. Her doctors told us the words I will never, ever forget. There is no cure. Jennifer had something called DIPG, which is diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma, which is always terminal. Usually the children have a lifespan of about 9 months after they're diagnosed.
Well, I was devastated.
I remember looking at her in her beautiful yellow bell costume and feeling like I had failed her.
You see commercials of kids with cancer, but honestly, you don't think it's going to happen to you or your child.
Little did we know we would have only 3.5 months with Jennifer before she passed away.
Jennifer was one of our patients here at Packard Hospital at Stanford. The heartbreaking thing, the thing that keeps me awake at night as a mother, is that it could happen to anybody.
Before it was my daughter, I didn't know that 7 kids died every day in this country from cancer. I had no idea that there was no funding there to support the research. I had no idea that our government and the other big foundations weren't stepping up and stepping in to take care of our kids.
There's just not enough patients. It's basic economics. If you have millions of patients with one kind of cancer, that's where you're going to put your company's resources, and not where there's hundreds or thousands. And so it's up to us who care for the kids with brain tumors to develop therapies for kids with brain tumors.
I didn't know that it fell on parents of cancer kids to raise that money.
We have all this technology, and how could we not come up with something to help our kids? I just didn't understand.
What I learned that was most shocking to me about the state of research in this country with childhood cancer is that there are so many great doctors and laboratories out there trying to find the answer, but they don't have the funding to do it. What also disturbs me so much about the lack of funding is that these kids don't have to be dying. My daughter didn't have to die, but she did.
We have more science and more ideas than we could ever pursue. What we lack is money.
Unravel started with a drawing of the traditional cancer ribbon, and we did a thread coming off of it. And I had this thought that if you can start with these most difficult childhood cancers and pull it, you can unravel all of cancers underneath it.
Funding from organizations like Unravel is different from grant funding because, first of all, it's there when you need it.
The funds are unrestricted, meaning that they can be used for any experiment, not necessarily for a particular experiment for which one wrote a grant. That allows you to be nimble. When you have a discovery, you can quickly follow it up.
The current funding system mainly supports clinical trials. Hardly any money goes to funding innovation and early-stage research. Unravel funding disrupts this broken system, flipping it to put emphasis on and the money towards early-stage research and innovation, where the money can make a difference and help prevent more kids from dying from cancer. Fluttering started off as an awareness campaign that turned out to be a heck of a fundraiser. The idea is you put 12 dragonflies in someone's yard with the pediatric cancer facts and also with an invitation to make a donation, and they can choose where the dragonflies go and land next. Our first year for the Fluttering campaign, we were able to get 350 kits bought in 49 out of 50 states, and we raised over $160,000.
Thank you so much, Lippy.
And that's when we knew we really had something. The thing I'm most proud of from that is the money was raised $25 at a time, predominantly from households that never knew any of the truths of pediatric cancer.
Yeah, Unravel had the Flutter campaign that has raised enough money to pay for a scientist in my lab. Their fundraising campaign brought in an enormous amount of money that I think will have a real impact in a short period of time.
I believe that once you hear these facts, once you see these facts, once you learn them, you can never unknow it. And it's kind of like glitter. It gets on you, it sticks with you, and no matter what you do, you cannot get that stuff off of you.
The best way to get involved with Unravel would be to go to our website and find out how you can make a difference.
People can get information on ways to participate in one of our nationwide fundraisers, or they can create their own with support from us. We also have many ways for companies to partner with us, including sponsorship opportunities and team building activities like assembling Fluttering kits.
I feel that foundation funding and philanthropy is really changing the tide in pediatric research.
My dream is that we will, in fact, have unraveled pediatric cancer, all childhood cancers. The reason I do this isn't for Jennifer, because it's too late for her. The reason I do this is because I promised her I would take care of her younger siblings, and this is the best way I can do it.
Honestly, I do it to remember my daughter. I need her life not to be in vain.
I will be fighting for our kids until there is a cure.